For many kids, stranger danger is an everyday motto, every day except for Halloween. It's a time for costumes and candy, but it can also be a bit nerve-wracking watching your child go to a stranger's home to collect candy. We've already talked to UDOT this morning and DPS about what they're doing to try to get that messaging out about keeping those roads safe as we approach Halloween. Joining us live now to help give parents some guidance, Sergeant Cameron Roden with Utah Highway Patrol. Sergeant, thanks for your time this afternoon. We want to talk about myths. Everyone talks about those myths they hear about safety surrounding the Halloween holiday. What are you focused on at UHP?
Well, the main thing we're focused on right now is making sure that we have a safe pedestrian holiday, that no one gets hurt over the holidays. Over the last 5 years, we have seen 50 pedestrian-related crashes over the Halloween holiday. So that's our biggest focus right now.
I know it's one of those things where people always talk about, is there something in the candy we should be concerned about? Are there things that are going to impact our children? Is that ever on your radar at UHP, or is that more on the local level of some of our smaller departments or maybe our city or county departments?
That's going to be more on those parts, but I don't know that it's one that we encounter quite often. I think it's one of those things that we've been told that so long, but that we don't really end up seeing a lot of those cases that come up. But some city agencies may run into those things from time to time, but not the ones that we encounter a lot with the Highway Patrol.
So on your behalf, the Highway Patrol, is this a time of year where you are concerned about maybe driving under the influence? Are there checkpoints enforced? Are there things like that going on the Halloween weekend that you can share? We
do have extra UI enforcement that will be enforced again to help make sure we get impaired drivers off the road. It's a good time to remind people not to drive distracted. With all those extra pedestrians out on the road, that we just want to make sure that we can avoid those collisions if possible.
Well, with children and their parents out there, I mean, any given time of the day, I know obviously we're focused really at night once the sun goes down, visibility's out there, people are wearing costumes, maybe they blend in the dark. Is there something you can share to maybe remind drivers about being extra vigilant this time of year, and as the sun goes down anyway, as that sunset setter here earlier here during the fall time frame?
Yeah, we can make a plan if we can get them to add some extra reflective materials to their children's costumes, or send them with some type of a light, anything to help make them more visible to drivers that may be driving by, but also just establish good ground rules with our trick-or-treaters before they go out. And if we can accompany them, that's the best thing. Making sure that we're, looking before we cross the street and obeying traffic signals, things like that, just to make sure that they're not running out on the road and getting hit by vehicles.
Well, what's not a myth is parents wanting to keep their children safe during this time of year. They trust that they go out, they're going from house to house, they're going around the neighborhoods. Probably a good idea to check that candy. Is that still something you would recommend as a member of the law enforcement community when they come home?
Oh, with getting out and going to people's houses they don't know, it's always a good habit to make sure that you're checking candy, making sure there's no issues, making sure you're not seeing anything, and accompanying your children as they go out. Those are good habits to be in.
Sergeant Cameron Roden with Utah Highway Patrol, looking ahead to Halloween, some of those myths, but most importantly, safety for your children, for your families this time of year. Sergeant, thank you for your time this afternoon. Always a pleasure.